Good morning, Hare Krishna, Danvat Pranam. Thank you, Ramchand Prabhuji, Pavan Prabhuji, Nandkumar Papa, for leading the chanting this morning. Wishing everyone a great week to start on Monday. So, this morning's bhajan we are singing is Vibhavari Shisha. Anybody wants to recite the bhajan this morning? Okay, I can do that. Vibhavari Shisha Alok Pravesh Nidra Chari Uth Jiva Bolo Hari Hari Mukund Murari Rama Krishna Bhaya Jiva Narsimha Vavan Shri Madhusudana Rajendra Ranjana Kama
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare,
Mataji, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Shilpa Mataji, I know it's you. And can you please mute
Hare
yourself
Krishna,
while you're chanting? Thank you. All right. Narsimha Vamana Sri Madhusudana Brajendra Nandana Shyama Putan Khatan Kaitaba Satana Jaya Dasharathi Rama Yashoda Dulal Govinda Gopala Vrindavana Purandara Gopi Priya Jana Radhika Ramana Bhuvana Sundar Bara Ravana Atkara Makhana Taskara Gopi Jana Vasrahari Brajir Rakhal Gopa Vrindapala Chitta Hari Pamsidhari Yogendra Bandana Shri Nanda Nandana Braja Jana Bhayahari Navina Nirada Rupa Manohara Mohan Bamsi Bihari Yashodanandana Kamsani Sutana Nikunj Rasa Vilasi Kadamba Kanana Rasa Parayana Vrindavi Vipaniva Si Anandavardhana Premani Ketana Pulasara Jojakama Gopanganagana Chitta Vinodana Samasta Guna Ganadama Jamuna Jeevan Keli Parayan Manasa Chandra Chakora नाम सुधा रस गाओ कृष्ण जस राखो वचन मन मोरा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 Hare Hare. Sri Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Anybody wants to read the translation? Kindly unmute yourself if you would like to. How do I mute? Can't.
I
Yeah.
I can read, Mataji.
Thank you, Amrish Prabhu. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Night has come to an end, and the light is entering. O Jiva soul, arise and give up your sleep. Chant the holy names of Lord Hari, who is the giver of liberation, the enemy of Murademan, the supreme enjoyer, the all-attractive one, and the horse-headed incarnation Hayagriva. Lord Hari incarnated as the half-man, half-lion Narasimha. He appeared as a dwarf Brahmana named Upendra and is the killer of the Madhu demon. He is the beloved son of the king of Braja, Nanda Maharaj, and is blackish in complexion. He is the slayer of the Putana witch and the destroyer of the demon Kaitava. All glories to Lord Hari, who appeared as Lord Rama, the son of King Dasratha. He is the darling of Mother Yasoda, the giver of pleasure to the cows, land, and spiritual senses, and the protector of the cows. He is the lord of Vrindavan forest, the gopis beloved, the lover of Radhika, and the most beautiful personality in all the worlds. As Ramachandra, he brought about the end of demonic, uh, demoniac King Ravana. As Krishna, he stole the older gopis' butter. He stole the younger gopis' clothes while they were bathing in the Yamuna. He is a cowherd boy of Braja and the protector of the cowherd boys. He steals the hearts of all and always holds a flute. Lord Krishna is worshipped by the best of yogis and is the son of Nanda. He removes all the fears of the inhabitants of Braja. He is the color of a fresh rain cloud, and his form is enchanting. When he wanders about playing his flute, he looks very charming. He is the son of Yasoda and killer of King Kansa, and sports in the rasa dance among the groups of Braja. Krishna engages in this rasa dance underneath the Kadamba trees, and he resides in the forest of Vrindavan. He increases the ecstasy of his devotees. He is the reservoir of all love and is the transcendental Cupid who uses his flowered arrows to increase the loving desires of the gopis. He is the pleasure of the gopis' hearts and the abode of all wonderful qualities. Lord Krishna is the life of the river Yamuna. He is always absorbed in amorous pastimes, and he is the moon of the gopis' minds, which are like the chakur birds that subsist only upon moonlight. O mind, obey these words of mine and sing the glories of Sri Krishna in the form of these holy names, which are full of nectarian mellows. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Amrish Prabhu, for wonderful reading this morning. Anything that stands out for you to share?
I think it's all the beautifully explaining the Krishna, its Leela, um, um, not specific to anything, but it's kind of the how Krishna, no, it's pastimes and his Leela, and kind of resembles how we should not forget, and then we should still be childish to live our life full, and enjoy, and not just be how to say be lost in the material world, and still be spiritual, and enjoy our life, and pray God.
Thank you, Prabhuji. You pointed out a wonderful point to everyone that, we should always remain childlike. That's why in this beautiful bhajan, Ravan Atkar Gopi, what is it, Gopi Priyajana, is all in the same line that he's so, he's a killer of the demons, yet he's such a child at heart that he is stealing gopis' clothes and all that. So yes, that manifestation should be there when we chant, one of the one of the pastimes that we can always meditate upon as well. And thank you, Amresh Prabhu. We haven't heard a bhajan in your beautiful voice. So maybe one of these days you can join us early and sing for us.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Amresh Prabhu. So we move on to chapter 38 of Krishna book. Anybody wants to read this morning? Anandani Mataji, anybody?
Sure, Mataji, I can read.
Haji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Now, just give me 1 second, please. Sorry, give me.
Are you able to see the
I
screen?
can see it. Sorry, I apologize for the delay.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead has now come just like an ordinary human being, and it is my great fortune to be able to see him face to face, Akrura thought. He was thrilled with expectations of seeing the very lotus feet which are worshipped by great demigods like Brahma, Narad, and Lord Shiva, which traverse the ground of Vrindavan, and which touch the breasts of gopis, covered with tinges of kumkum. He thought, I'm so fortunate that I'll be able to see those very lotus feet on this day, and certainly I shall be able to see the beautiful face of Krishna, which is marked on the forehead and the nose with tilak. And I shall also see his smile and his curling black hair. I can be sure of this opportunity because I see that today the deer are passing on my right side. Today it will be possible for me to actually see the beauty of the spiritual kingdom of Vishnu Lok, because Krishna is the supreme Vishnu and he has advented himself out of his own goodwill. He is the reservoir of all beauty. Therefore, today my eyes will achieve perfection. Akrura knew beyond a doubt that Lord Krishna is the supreme Vishnu. Lord Vishnu glances over the material energy, and thus the cosmic manifestation comes into being. And although Lord Vishnu is the creator of this material world, he is free by his own energy from the influence of the material energy. By his internal potency, he can pierce the darkness of the material energy. Similarly, Krishna, the original Vishnu, by expanding his internal potency, created the inhabitants of Vrindavan. In the Brahma Samhita, it is confirmed that the paraphernalia and the abode of Krishna are expansions of his internal potency. The same internal potency exhibits in Golok Vrindavan is exhibited in the earthly Vrindavan, where he enjoys himself with his parents and in the company of his friends, the cowherd boys and the gopis. By the statement of Akrura, it is clear that since Krishna is transcendental to the modes of material nature, the inhabitants of Vrindavan, who are always engaged in loving service to the Lord, are also transcendental. Akrura also considered the necessity of the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. He thought that the transcendental activities, instructions, qualities, and pastimes of Krishna are all for the good fortune of people in general. The people can remain constantly in Krishna consciousness by discussing the Lord's transcendental form, qualities, pastimes, and paraphernalia. By doing so, the whole universe can actually live auspiciously and advance peacefully. But without Krishna consciousness, civilization is but a decorated dead body. A dead body may be decorated very nicely, but without consciousness, such decorations are useless. Human society without Krishna consciousness is useless and lifeless. Akrura thought that Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna has now appeared as one of the descendants of the Yadu dynasty. The principles of religion are his enacted laws. Those who are abiding by such laws are demigods, and those who are not abiding are demons. He has advented himself to give protection to the demigods, who are very obedient to the laws of the Supreme Lord. The demigods and the devotees of the Lord take pleasure in abiding by the laws of Krishna, and Krishna takes pleasure in giving them all sorts of protection. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, these activities of Krishna, his protecting the devotees and killing the demons, are always good for men to hear and narrate. The glorious activities of the Lord will ever increasingly be chanted by the devotees and the demigods. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the spiritual master of all spiritual masters. He is the deliverer of all fallen souls and the proprietor of the three worlds. Anyone who is able to see him, with eyes smeared with love of Godhead, enjoys a festival of seeing. Today I shall be able to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who, by his transcendental beauty, has attracted the goddess of fortune to live with him perpetually. As soon as I arrive in Vrindavan, I will get down from the chariot and fall prostrate to offer my obeisances to the Supreme Lord, the master of material nature and all living entities. The lotus feet of Krishna are always worshipped by great mystic yogis. So I shall also worship his lotus feet and become one of his friends in Vrindavan, like the cowherd boys. When I bow down before Lord Krishna in that way, certainly he will place his fearless lotus hand on my head. His hand is offered to all the conditional souls who take shelter under his lotus feet. Krishna is the ultimate goal of life for all people who fear material existence, and certainly when I see him, he will give me the shelter of his lotus feet. I am aspiring for the touch of his lotus like hand on my head. When that hand touches the presentations of King Indra and King Bali, these two became qualified to the Lord of the universe. And when that hand touched the gopis as they danced with Krishna in the Rasa Leela, it relieved all their fatigue. In this way, Akrura expected blessings from the hand of Krishna. He knew that Indra, who is the king of heaven and the master of the three worlds, the upper, middle, and lower planetary systems, was blessed by the Lord simply for his offering a little water which Krishna accepted. Similarly, Bali Maharaj gave only three pieces of land in charity to Vamanadev, and he also offered a little water which Lord Vamanadev accepted, and thereby Bali Maharaj attained the position of Indra. When the gopis were dancing with Krishna in the Rasa dance, they became fatigued, and Krishna wiped his hand, which is fragrant as lotus flower growing in Manasa Sarovar lake, over the pearl-like drops of perspiration on the faces of the gopis, and immediately the gopis became refreshed. Thus Akrura was expecting benediction from the supreme hand of Krishna. Krishna's hand is capable of bestowing benediction upon all kinds of men if they take to Krishna consciousness. If one wants material happiness, like that of the King of Heaven, he can derive the benediction from the hand of Krishna. If one wants liberation from the pangs of material existence, he can also get that benediction from the hand of Krishna. And if one in pure transcendental love for Krishna wants personal association and the touch of his transcendental body, he can also gain that benediction from his hand. Akrura was afraid, however, because he had been deputed by Kamsa, the enemy of Krishna. He thought, I'm going to see Krishna as a messenger of the enemy. At the same time, he thought, Krishna is in everyone's heart as the super soul, so he must know my heart. Although Akrura was trusted by the enemy of Krishna, his heart was clear. He was a pure devotee of Krishna. He risked becoming Kamsa's deputy just to meet Krishna. He was certain that although he was going as a representative of Kamsa, Krishna would not accept him as an enemy. Even though I'm on a sinful mission, being deputed by Kamsa, when I approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I shall stand before him with all humility and folded hands. Surely he will be pleased with my devotional attitude, and maybe he will smile lovingly and look upon me and thereby free me from all kinds of sinful reactions. I shall then be on the platform of transcendental bliss and knowledge. Since Krishna knows my heart, certainly when I approach him, he will embrace me. Not only am I a member of the Yadu dynasty, but I am his relative and an unalloyed pure devotee. By his merciful embrace, surely my body, heart, and soul will be completely cleansed of the actions and reactions of my past life. When our bodies touch, I will immediately stand up with folded hands with all humility. Certainly, Krishna and Balram will call me Akrura uncle, and at that time my whole life will be glorious. Unless one is recognized by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his life cannot be successful. We keep reading. It is clearly stated here that one should try to be recognized by the Supreme Personality of Godhead by one's service and devotion, without which the human form of life is condemned. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, the Supreme Lord, the Personality of Godhead, is equal to everyone. He has no friends and no enemies, but he is inclined to a devotee who renders him service with devotional love. Bhagavad Gita also declares that the Supreme Lord is responsive in proportion to the devotional service rendered by the devotee. Akrura thought that Krishna was like the desire tree in the heavenly planets, which gives fruit according to the desire of the worshipper. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is also the source of everything. A devotee must know how to render service unto him and thus be recognized by him. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is therefore explained that one should serve both the spiritual master and Krishna simultaneously and in that way make progress in Krishna consciousness. Service rendered to Krishna under the direction of the spiritual master is bona fide service because the spiritual master is the manifested representative of Krishna. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that when one satisfies the spiritual master, he satisfies the Supreme Lord. It is exactly like service in a government office. One has to work under the supervision of the department head. If the supervisor of the department is satisfied with the service of a particular person, a promotion and increase in pay will automatically come. Akrura then thought, when Krishna and Balram are pleased with my behavior, certainly they will take my hand, receive me within their home, and offer me all kinds of respectable hospitalities, and they will surely ask me about the activities of Kansa and his friends. In this way, Akrura, the son of Swapalka, meditated on Sri Krishna on his journey from Mathura. He reached Vrindavan by the end of the day. Akrura passed the whole journey without knowing how long it took. When he reached Vrindavan, the sun was setting. As soon as he entered the boundary of Vrindavan, he saw the hoof prints of the cows and Lord Krishna's footprints, impressed with the signs of his souls, the flag, trident, thunderbolt, and lotus flower. These symbols on the soles of the Lord Krishna's transcendental lotus feet are worshipped by all demigods and other great personalities throughout the three worlds. Upon seeing the footprints of Krishna, Akrura immediately jumped down from the chariot out of respect. He became overwhelmed with all the symptoms of ecstasy. He wept, and his body trembled. Out of the extreme jubilation upon seeing the dust touched by the lotus feet of Krishna, Akrura fell flat on the face and began to roll on the ground. Akrura's journey to Vrindavan is exemplary. One who intends to visit Vrindavan should follow the ideal footsteps of Akrura and always think of the pastimes and activities of the Lord. As soon as one reaches the boundary of Vrindavan, he should immediately smear the dust of Vrindavan over his body without thinking of his material position and prestige. Srila Narottam Das Thakur has sung in a celebrated song, Vishaya Chhadiya Kabe Shuddha Habe Man. When my mind will be purified after leaving the contamination of material sense enjoyment, I shall be able to visit Vrindavan. Actually, one cannot go to Vrindavan by purchasing a ticket. The process of going to Vrindavan is shown by Akrura. When Akrura entered Vrindavan, he saw Krishna and Balram engaged in supervising the milking of the cows. Krishna was dressed in yellow garments and Balram in bluish. Akrura also saw that their eyes were exactly like the beautiful lotus flower that grows during the autumn season. He saw Krishna and Balram in the spring of their youth. Although they had the same bodily features, Krishna was blackish in complexion, whereas Balram was whitish. Both were the shelter of the goddess of fortune. They had well constructed bodies, beautiful hands, and pleasing faces, and they were as strong as elephants. Now, after seeing their footprints marked with flag, trident, thunderbolt, and lotus, Akrura actually saw Krishna and Balram face to face. Although they were the most influential personalities, they were glancing at him with smiling faces. Akrura could understand that both Krishna and Balaram had returned from tending cows in the forest. They had taken their baths and were dressed with fresh clothing and garlanded with flowers, and with necklaces made of valuable jewels. Their bodies were smeared with the pulp of sandalwood. Akrura greatly appreciated the aroma of the flowers and the sandalwood and their bodily presence. He considered himself very fortunate to see Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and his plenary expansion Balaram face to face, for he knew that they were the original personalities of the creation. As stated in the Brahma Samhita, Krishna is the original personality of Godhead and the cause of all causes. Akrura could understand that the Supreme Personality of Godhead had appeared personally for the welfare of his creation, to re-establish the principles of religion and to annihilate the demons. With their bodily effulgence, the brothers were dissipating all darkness of the world, as if they were mountains of sapphire and silver. Without hesitating, Akrura immediately got down from his chariot and fell flat, just like a rod, before Krishna and Balram. Upon touching the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he became overwhelmed with transcendental bliss. His voice choked up, and he could not speak. Due to his transcendental pleasure, incessant torrents of tears fell from his eyes. He remained stunned in ecstasy, as if devoid of all powers to see and speak. Lord Krishna, who is very kind to his devotees, raised Akrura with his hand and embraced him. It appeared that Lord Krishna was very pleased with Akrura. Balaram also embraced Akrura. Then the two lords took him by a hand and brought him to their sitting room, where they offered him a very nice sitting place and water for washing his feet. They also worshipped him with suitable presentation of honey mixed with other ingredients. When Akrura was thus comfortably seated, Krishna and Balram offered him a cow in charity, and then brought very palatable dishes, and Akrura accepted them. When Akrura finished eating, Balram gave him betel nut and spices, as well as pulp of sandalwood, just to make him more pleased and comfortable. The Vedic system of receiving a guest was completely observed by Lord Krishna himself to teach all others how to receive a guest at home. It is a Vedic injunction that even if a guest is an enemy, he should be received so well that he does not apprehend any danger from the host. If the host is a poor man, he should at least offer a straw mat as a sitting place and a glass of water to drink. Krishna and Balram welcomed Akrura in a way just befitting his exalted position. Should we keep reading?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes, we can finish up
Yeah.
this chapter.
Okay, sounds
Thank
good.
you. This is only
After
a
a
paragraph
yes,
left.
sure. After Akrura was thus properly received and seated, Nanda Maharaj, the foster father of Krishna, said, My dear Akrura, what shall I inquire from you? I know that you are being protected by Kansa, who is the most cruel and demoniac. His protection is just like the slaughterhouse keeper's protection of animals. He will kill in the future. Kansa is so selfish that he has killed the sons of his own sister. So how can I honestly believe that he is protecting the citizens of Mathura? This statement is most significant. If the political or executive heads of the state are simply interested in themselves, they can never look after the welfare of the citizens. As Nanda Maharaj spoke to Akrura with pleasing words, Akrura forgot all the fatigue of his day's journey from Mathura to Vrindavan. I just need to scroll up, Vinudi. Yeah. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 38th chapter of Krishna, Akrura's arrival in Vrindavan. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Mataji, can we also read at least another paragraph of this?
Of chapter 39? Okay.
Yeah, maybe we can read the first.
Yeah, this is Akrura's return journey and his vision of Vishnu Loka within the Yamuna river. Akrura was warmly received by Lord Krishna and Nanda Maharaj and offered a resting place for the night. In the meantime, the two brothers Balaram and Krishna went to take their supper. Akrura sat on his bed and began to reflect that all the desires he had contemplated while coming from Mathura to Vrindavan had been fulfilled. Lord Krishna is the husband of the goddess of fortune. Being pleased with his pure devotee, he can offer whatever the devotee desires. But the pure devotee does not ask anything from the Lord for his personal benefit. After taking their supper, Krishna and Balram came to bid good night to Akrura and asked him how Kansa was dealing with their friends and relatives. Krishna then inquired into Kansa's plans. The Supreme Personality of Godhead then informed Akrura that his presence was very welcome. He inquired from him whether all his relatives and friends were well and free from all kinds of ailments. Krishna stated that he was very sorry that his maternal uncle Kansa was the head of the kingdom. He said that Kamsa was the greatest anomaly of the whole system of government and that they could not expect any welfare for the citizens while he ruled. Then Krishna said, My father has undergone much tribulation simply from my being his son. For this reason, also he has lost many other sons. I think myself so fortunate that you have come as my friend and relative. My dear Uncle Akrura, please tell me the purpose of your coming to Vrindavan.
Thank you, Mataji, for wonderful reading this morning. Looking forward to your reflections.
I am remembering Aarti Mataji's beautiful read. Sorry, I don't read as well like you, Aarti Mataji. If you're on call, I don't know if you are, but
Hare
I was
Krishna Mataji. Yes,
Hare Krishna.
no Mataji. You read so beautifully. I was just lost.
I
Thank
miss
you.
I miss your voice.
Thank
um,
you, Mataji.
I was just reflecting that, such a wonderful passage. I really want to go back and read it again. The whole journey of Akrura to Vrindavan, his meditation on Krishna, and how his intelligence guided his mind and his senses. His intelligence knew the right intelligence. He has the real knowledge that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. And even though his mission was completely faulty against Krishna's purpose, but he engaged his mind in meditating on Krishna's pastimes about the gopis and about the killing of the demons. And he so nicely says that this killing of the demons is also a benefit for everyone, because we talk about it even 5,000 years from the last time that this happened. So Krishna does these pastimes just so that we can talk about it, meditate upon it. And then he thinks about festival of eyes, he says, right? That just how wonderful it will be when he actually takes darshan of Krishna. So he's meditating how his eyes will meditate, will be able to see the lotus feet. Then gradually he goes from feet to the hands. He says when Krishna's hand, when he touches Indra, Indra got the kinship of all the three worlds. When he touched the gopis, all their fatigue from rasa dance went away. When he touches me, all my sins will be purified. So like that, then he meditates on his hands and then his lotus face. And then Krishna says, Akrura says how his words are going to be engaged in speaking about Krishna. He says what he's going to be doing. So the whole journey, he doesn't realize how long it took him, but just completely immersed in thinking about Krishna, thinking about Vrindavan. What will he do? And Krishna reciprocates so appropriately, right? He's saying as soon as he comes to Vrindavan, he's able to see the cow's hoof prints and the lotus feet of Krishna with all the auspicious signs on it. And this is not a vision that anybody and everybody can get. It is because of Akrura's pure heart that he is seeing that vision of Krishna's lotus feet on the sand. And then he comes and he rolls in the sand of Vrindavan, that dust of Vrindavan. And then he is able to see the beautiful form of Krishna. I think Bhavagray Prabhu in this last class on Saturday had said that even Mirabai in her previous life could not see Krishna because she did not want that, she did not want to see him, because her mother had told her that if you see Krishna, your heart will be stolen. So don't. And Krishna tries a few times so that she can see his face. But when she refuses, then Krishna says, now in this lifetime, you will never be able to see me. So this is such an important thing that, how we should meditate. Coming to Vrindavan is not easy. It's not a ticket. And the whole journey is just beautiful. Sorry I took that long.
Mataji, we wanted you to keep on going.
No. It's so beautiful.
It's such an honor to hear from you always.
Krishna, no.
Yes, the story of Akrura is so enchanted and captivating. And then on top of it, your reflections, that's amazing. It's a wonderful
You're
class
grateful.
today. I'm a huge fan of yours and
Oh my God, Krishna.
exalted devotees. So thank you so much, Mataji. I don't think anything's left to said, but anybody else wants to share their reflections, comments, anything, please go ahead before we close the call. Okay. So thank you everyone for joining this morning. We can end the call with the Vaishnava Pranam mantra. Vanchakalparubhasya kripa sindhuva evacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnavrind ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Have a great day, everyone. Great week. And we shall see you all tomorrow. Hari Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you for your service, Meenu Didi. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hari Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you for your
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.